Hello. I'm a little early, so I'll let people hop on, get my notes together. All right. Like I said, I'm super early, but that is okay. As you hop on, say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. If you cannot hear me, let me know. But if you are watching, say hello. Hi, Colleen. Awesome. I don't know what's going on here. Okay. I don't know. Okay. Well, that's just gonna have to be how it is today. Alrighty. Get my notes pulled up. Alright. Say hello as you hop on. I got a couple minutes. I'm a little early. Let's see. Awesome. People can hear me. That's great. North Dakota? How cool. That's not Eastern Standard Time, so you have to do math. Awesome. All right. Hi, Mom. Awesome. We'll give people a chance to hop on. All right. We got a few people watching. All right. Get my notes pulled up here. I got like 14 tabs open, so let me close some of these. I think I turned off all of my notifications, so we're not going to get a whole bunch of sounds. All right. Close that. I don't know what this is. All right. So as you hop on, say hello. We got some people from Clayton in North Dakota, which is super cool. Hello. All right. So we'll give everybody a second. It is 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on the dot. So hopefully everybody's having a wonderful Saturday. It was supposed to rain here. I'm in Virginia, and it didn't. So it's been raining the past couple of days, so it's good that it's not raining today. All right. So as people hop on, still say hello. If you're watching the replay, still say hello. It makes me feel good when I come back and watch these and review them. All right. So today's topic is well, let me first and foremost say welcome to the Nutrition 101 workshop. I've been asking around, and a lot of people come back to me with, hey, I don't know what to eat. And a lot of that, revolves around nutrition. They're not seeing progress. They're working out really hard. Whatever it is, it all comes back to nutrition. Yes, exercise is important, but as they say, abs are made in the kitchen. Not saying that anybody's goal here is abs, but to really get to where you want to be, a lot of people don't understand nutrition, and that is the purpose of this workshop, to give you the basics. Again, it's going to be information overload, and I'm sorry. But this is something I tend to get excited about, and hopefully I'm not yelling at anybody or talking too fast. If I am talking too fast, let me know, and I will be sure to slow it down. But if you haven't grabbed paper and a pencil, pen, whatever, please do. Be sure to take plenty of notes. If you're watching this on the replay, you can always pause it, rewind, whatever it is. But we'll hop right in. So if you saw my email or my post or my story from Thursday, so 2 days ago, I shared a piece of research, a conclusion from a research article that had concluded that many fad diets are not safe nor sustainable in the long term. Name a diet, anyone, and I can tell you why it probably doesn't work. And we're going to go through multiple reasons, but one of the biggest reasons why they don't work is because they revolve around restriction, telling you what you cannot do, what you cannot have. And when people say they have to start a diet, they have to go on a diet, that is usually accompanied by a sense of frustration, right? Like, oh man, I have to go on a diet, well, or whatever it is. When you think of a diet, give me the emoji in the comments, post your emoji, what best accompanies your thoughts. When I say you have to go on a diet, what emotion do you experience? Show me those emojis. You didn't know this was going to be interactive, but it is. What emotion for you do you associate with going on a diet? We have Colleen has a sad face. Yep. What else? What else do we got? Even if you're watching the replay, still post those emojis. All right. So, yeah, like I said, oh, we got more. A little sweat, upset. Oh, no. Okay. Yeah, there's not good feelings associated with dieting. And one of the reasons being restriction. And a diet can restrict one of three things. The first is a specific food. There are many diets out there that have a no-no list, or maybe even a list of just the things that you can eat, only the things that you can have. They label foods as good or bad, and many of us are familiar with this. We have that experience. You have a piece of cake and you say, I've been bad. Junk food is another one. Well, why is it junk? We consider it to be bad. We want to do a specific diet. We want to achieve certain goals, but we have a sweet tooth. Again, like that's a bad thing. And because of our love, possibly our reliance, our addiction to some of these bad foods, we are set up to fail. Because as soon as I say, you cannot have X, whatever X is, as soon as I say that you cannot have chocolate, even if you are not a huge fan of chocolate, even if you don't eat chocolate every day, even if you don't eat chocolate every week, that restriction signals something here in our brain. Being told we cannot do something makes us think of it over and over and over again. And in the end, we end up wanting it. And this also goes with the elimination or the restriction of certain food groups or even macros, which we will talk a bit more about tomorrow. But if you have ever experienced this restriction of specific foods, put a 1 in the comments. If you've experienced, been in that situation where you feel like you cannot have something, you're being told no, whether it's by yourself or from a program or from whatever, you have experienced that restriction of a specific food or food group. Put a 1 in the comments. Anyone? We got 1s. We got several 1s. Anybody else? Yep. Okay. So a lot of us have experienced that, where we, can't have X, Y, and Z, and it makes us want it even more. The next restriction is calories. And it never ceases to amaze me how many people think that they have to eat less. Eating less is best, is what they think. And I'm going to tell you right now, any diet, any program that promotes eating like 800 calories a day is not a good idea. Don't do it. Stop. You're like, but Kelsey, no, I don't care. Don't do it. It's not a good idea. Is eating less a solution for some people? Yes, especially those that eat in excess. But is this always the case? No. And you'll say, so-and-so, Betty over here, is eating only X amount of calories a day and has really lost weight. Well, yeah, yes, that happens initially. But there comes a time where the calories become so low that the body doesn't understand. Our bodies are smart. They're incredible, adaptable machines. They adapt so well to our outside environment. And however, when we know that we are dieting inside our head, we know that, okay, I'm going to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and I'm going to eat this and this and this. Our body doesn't always understand that. That communication doesn't get passed along to the functions inside. So the body is beginning to stress because it hasn't gotten enough food. It hasn't gotten enough nutrients. It hasn't gotten enough calories for it to function optimally. And so it says, hey, I don't know where the next meal is coming, when it's coming, how much it's going to be, if it's going to be even enough. So I am going to hold on to everything, just in case. And your body thinks it's helping you out and storing up all of your calories and all of your food and holding on to it as energy, as fat. And it's to protect you. It's going back to, prehistoric times. And it's saying, okay, well, I'm a hunter, I'm a gatherer. I don't know where this next meal is coming from, so hold on to it for energy for later. But here you are eating less and less and can't figure out why you aren't losing weight or why you're even gaining weight, even though you keep dropping the calories. And that's only going to exacerbate the problem. And if you do happen to eat a low amount of calories, a lot of people do this for kind of like a crash diet for a specific event. They work really hard. They, drop their calories and they do reach their goal. They are losing weight. And all of a sudden they go back to eating the way they were, or they binge eat. And then all of a sudden you experience a spike in weight. Your body is like, heck yes, food. I need to keep this for next time because I don't know where it's coming from. And then again, your metabolism has gotten so out of whack that it's just a lose-lose, these low-calorie diets, these low-calorie restrictions. Because, when we lower our calories, we lower our weight, our metabolism drops as well. But if you've experienced this, a caloric restriction, eating less, drop a 2 in the comments. Drop a 2. They're all kind of related, all of these restrictions. But if you have experienced calorie restriction, put a 2 in the comments. Who has experienced that? Got a few 2s. Anybody else? I know everything is a little delayed. All right, got a few 2s. Again, even if you're watching the replay, comments, put those comments in. So the third restriction we have certain foods restricted, we have calories being restricted, and then we have a third restriction, which is kind of new, relatively, which is a time restriction. And this one's gaining in popularity, and it kind of falls back into the calorie restriction in a way. And this is the limiting times in which you can eat. Now, I will say from a scientific standpoint, there are some benefits to intermittent fasting, but it is not to be done every day or even every other day. But by saying that, okay, I only eat from noon until 6 p.m., you may have, eliminated breakfast, which, I mean, you're removing those calories from your day, even if you're just eating lunch, dinner, and maybe a snack here in between at, 3 o'clock or whatever. So, for example, and again, I'm just pulling numbers out of my rear end. This is not a suggestion by any means. If you eat 500 calories for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for 1,500 calories in a day, and by eliminating breakfast, by restricting the times in which you can eat, you're suddenly only eating 1,000 calories, which goes back to calorie restriction. And then you got people fasting for full days, 48 hours, and I think that would be terrible, and I would be hangry all the time. and okay, so for those that do it for religious reasons, do what you need to do. But if you do it because you think it's healthy and that you think and the main purpose is to lose weight, I would reconsider. So if you have ever experienced a time restriction when trying to diet, put a 3 in the comments. Put a 3 in the comments. We have a 1 for food restriction. We have a 2 for calorie restriction. We have a 3 for time restriction. And this kind of, can be done intentionally, unintentionally. People that skip breakfast. People that forget to eat lunch. And if you eat when you wake up at 6 in the morning and don't eat again until 6 at night, that's a whole 12 hours. Okay, we got several 3s in here. 3s, but not for an extended period. Okay, so all these restrictions do is mess with our head. All these diets, all they do is mess with our head. It doesn't help, additionally, when we throw in weird chemicals with some of these programs that have a special pill or pre-packaged food, and they say that it's all natural. Take a look at some of those ingredients. And I know some people will say, hey, Kelsey, those are just antioxidants. Okay. Well, studies have also shown that all of these juices and powders that have all of these key ingredients, these minerals and these antioxidants, are better for you when they come from real food. So all the ground up apples and spinach in this powder, you're better off eating apples and spinach. And I know I keep bashing on diets, but it needs to be done. A lot of these programs or these diets are appealing because they promise quick results. And like I mentioned on Thursday in that email or the post, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Such quick changes, especially weight loss, can be harmful to the body and do more damage than good. Rapid weight loss has been linked to many issues, including, dehydration, gallstones, things like that. So the question is, what is safe? And studies, scientists have decided that 1 to 2 pounds a week is good progress. And that's a safe amount to lose without putting you at risk at some of these other scary things. And sometimes I will say that those with a larger amount to lose may lose weight a little bit quickly, especially in the get-go, especially in the beginning, because a lot of it will come from retained water. But that isn't an issue. That weight loss, significant weight loss in the beginning, isn't an issue if you are eating enough. Okay? I cannot emphasize eating enough. And so the bigger question is, so Kelsey, what am I supposed to do if diets are bad? What am I supposed to do instead? And first and foremost, we need to change how we look at food. We need to change our relationship with food. Foods that are considered bad simply have a lower nutritional value than good foods. Good foods provide us with more vitamins and minerals. And yes, we want to eat more good food, but that doesn't mean we can't have, again, quotes, get rid of those quotes, get rid of words good and bad. Bad food too. As we reach for a food, you can ask yourself, okay, is this food getting me closer to my health goals? And a good and a good strategy is to aim for 80% of the time eating foods that move you towards your health goals. In the fitness and health industry, we call that the 80-20 rule. Is that something you jump to right away? No. No. And that's where a lot of these diets get you as well. You are asked to follow 100% of the guidelines right away. Okay, you want to start this diet? Boom. Okay, you're doing this. You're no more bad food. You are only doing this. And that's a challenging task, no matter who you are. If you are currently eating 0% nourishing, healthy foods, well, maybe a good starting point is, 10% or 20%. Adding in some nutritional food here and there. And once that becomes manageable and you feel good, add in another little bump in percentage. So if that makes sense, hit me with the like button. Give me the thumbs up if that makes sense. The 80-20 rule, adding a little bit here and there, starting from where you're at and adding a little bit. If that makes sense, give me a thumbs up. Anybody? Doesn't make sense? Okay. We got a couple. Okay. It's like, uh-oh. Again, if I'm talking too fast, let me know. All right. We got some thumbs up. Okay. So, additionally, I would say that many of these diets, many of these programs are lacking in the mindset components. You can't just be healthy. You can't just eat healthy foods one day out of the month and be good to go. I'm like, met my quota for the month, good to go. I don't need to eat healthy rest of the time. Same with exercise. You can't just work out once and not have to work out the rest of the month. I guess you could, but you wouldn't see the results that you want to see. And the same goes with mindset. Improving our body both inside and outside with nutrition and exercise is just as important as improving our mindset, what goes on between the ears. And it needs to be done frequently. Again, if you want to see progress. If you just want to try it out, by all means. But if you want to see progress, if you want to stick with it, that is what you need to add. And that's what a lot of programs lack. And that's why a lot of people kind of do, yo-yo weight. They'll have success with a program, drop down, and then they gain it right back because they're missing that training up here as well. So again, like with everything, starting out slow and building on each thing. And this is, again, a lot of programs don't include that. That is why we self-sabotage. That is why we stop when we don't see results quick enough. When we get frustrated why the diet doesn't do what it promised us, we lose motivation. Why we don't stick to the guidelines we have set for ourselves, whether through the program or by ourselves. So if that makes sense, let's do the fire emoji. That's gonna take some people a second to find. But the fire emoji, if that makes sense, this mindset, put it in the comments. Fire. All right, we have a few fires. Just one? Anybody else? Everybody's trying to find the fire emoji. It takes me forever to find the fire emoji. Okay, so mindset is huge. If I haven't, I'm gonna beat that into you by the end of this workshop. Mindset is huge. Yes, this is a nutrition workshop, but it all comes back to mindset. And again, it's a huge component of what I do in my programs. And sometimes it makes people uncomfortable. Focusing that much on themselves, what goes on in here, and being honest with themselves, they haven't necessarily done that before. And it's incredibly powerful and can change a lot of things for a lot of people. So I know this is a 4-day workshop, and no monumental change can happen during these few days. Now, I hope you take home some good ideas, and you may want to implement them all right away. You may see some progress with some of the choices that you make. You may experience some small changes, but most of all, I hope you learn something. I hope you experience a light bulb moment. But if you feel that you want to experience a life-changing shift in whatever area it may be, particularly nutrition, and need some additional professional guidance, I've decided to run a 90-day nutrition reset, where we can start to implement many of the ideas that I'm going to outline here, that I outlined today about, fad diets and the coming topics, along with the necessary, fitness and mindset coaching. Now, this isn't for those that are here just because this is a free workshop. I'm glad you're here, but this program isn't for you. My 90-day program is for dedicated, motivated women that really want to feel better about themselves. They want that boost in confidence, specifically around food. They want their energy back. They don't want to give up sweets or whatever your favorite food is, because I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to make anybody else do that. So this workshop just skims the surface of what the 90 days would entail. I'm limiting it to 5 participants. So if you want to claim one of those spots, I'm going to post an application in the caption of this video, wherever that is, and in the comments. If you can't find it, let me know, but I'll only be accepting applications through Monday. If you want me to, direct message you an application, just put me in the comments and I will shoot that over to you as soon as this live is over. I'll finish up, cut off the applications Monday night. So you have time, but there's only 5 spots. So with all that being said, brief recap for today. Fad diets don't work because of restriction of calories, of food, and of time, which sets you up to fail big time. And they ask for 100% right from the get-go. Again, very challenging to do for anybody. A lot of these programs, a lot of these fad diets make unsafe and unsustainable promises for what you will achieve. They neglect to teach you the proper mindset principles that will help you keep the weight you want to lose or the muscle you want to gain in the long run, and teach you the habits rather than quick fixes. And scientifically, they aren't recommended. So remember, good progress takes time. You should enjoy the process. All of those emojis that you shared at the very beginning of the people crying and the sad faces and the terror, that isn't what being healthy and being at a healthy weight is all about. You shouldn't have to experience that to get there. Learn about what you enjoy and what your body needs in order to keep you going and be healthy for the rest of your life. So tomorrow we are going to discuss macros, which is going to be super fun. Some of you are like, what are macros? What are macros? But right now I am going to open it up briefly here for about 5 minutes for a Q&A, specifically about tonight's topic. So if you have any questions, please post them here in the comments and I will answer them to the best of my ability. But again, we'll open it up for about 5 minutes and I will answer those. So if you have any questions about, fad diets or something that we discussed this evening, please post in the comments. If you have questions about macros, wait until tomorrow. All right. Again, I'll give everybody a few minutes because I know it's all a little delayed. Any questions? If you are watching the replay, still put your question in the comments and I will be sure to come back, whether it's later this evening or tomorrow or whatever it is, and answer it. Right, another minute or two. I don't see any questions yet. All right, so what do I think about not eating after a certain time of day, such as 6 p.m.? So, that's a great idea. Great question. And we'll hit on it a little bit tomorrow. But food is essentially fuel. It is fuel for the body. And some foods we use a little quicker than others. And if we go to bed right away and the energy, the fuel does not get used, it gets stored as energy waiting to be used or as body fat. So I would say it's okay to eat after 6 p.m. Probably aiming for some protein. Probably limiting some of the added sugars. So those that like to eat ice cream before bed, probably not the best option. But having a small snack, especially if you wake up in the middle of the night and are super hungry, that's probably a good thing to do. Yeah, hopefully that answers your question. So yes, you can eat after 6 p.m. It just depends on what. Any other questions? I'm all out of water. Kind of answers your question. I will talk a little bit more about it tomorrow with macros. But it is not terribly frowned upon to eat before bed. Just depends on what. All right, so if we don't have any other questions, we will reconvene tomorrow night, same time, same place, right here in the Facebook group. If you want that application, let me know, me in the comments, or DM me. Again, the application will be in the comments and in the description, wherever that is. Have a wonderful evening. If you think of any additional questions, please post them in the comments here, and I will chat with you all tomorrow.